Hello, today our topic of discussion is guidance and counseling. In this topic, we will cover guidance definition, needs of guidance and counseling, and principle of guidance and counseling. What is guidance? It is the process of helping every individual through his own effort to discover and develop the potentiality to his personal happiness and social usefulness. Needs of guidance and counseling. There are mainly three categories. First one, needs for a personal and social domain. It include personal and social development, adapt in a different environment. It offer art of a better living for proper use of a leisure time, holistic development and use of available opportunities. Second category is need for educational and professional domain. In that, for academic growth and development, for proper utilization of human resources, prepare to adapt in changing professional situation and emerging challenges, help in making proper career choices, and help to minimize the indiscipline. Third category is need for nursing education. It include to help in adjusting with a new environment of a nursing institute and clinical situation, helping the quality needed for a successful nurse, developing leadership abilities, and we can make the person to ready to face changes and challenges. Principle of guidance and counseling. The principles of guidance. According to Hollis and Hollis, there are 8 principles on which the guidance program should be based. They can be modified in order to meet the requirements of a local context where the guidance is carried out. Principle are first one, the dignity of the individual is supreme. That means while giving guidance and counseling, we have to respect the individual, especially values, principles of person, different choices made by the person, their thoughts and perception. And second principle is each individual is different from every other individual. That is, each individual is unique and different from other individual. So guidance and counseling should be personalized. We have to consider the problems of each person, their situation, cultural background, their family, society, all things we have to consider, and we have to consider them in their own point of view. Third principle is the primary concern of a guidance is the individual in his social setting. That means whenever one person is giving guidance to another person, we have to consider the individual who is seeking their social setting or think regarding their problems in social setting. If we separate the person from a social setting, it will be difficult to get a conclusion or difficult to solve their problems. Fourth principle is the attitude and personal perception of the individual are the basis on which he acts. That means each person having their own attitude and value, principle and perception, and that individual may be behaving or taking decision or thinking on the basis of these things. Fifth principle is the individual generally acts to enhance his perceived self. That means individual may be having their own perception from their life experience and they try to enhance their self. If we giving guidance to them, we should analyze their perception and consider it and build up on that. Sixth principle is the individual has to innate ability to learn and can be helped to make the choices that will lead to self direction with social improvement. That means all the individual having innate ability to learn, and whenever one person going through an experience, that the person try to learn something from that and modify their behavior. Seventh principle is the individual needs a continuous guidance process from early childhood through a adulthood. That means to become a successful being, each individual need continuous guidance from the early childhood, that is home and other social setting, in school and other social situation through a adulthood and old age also. Eighth principle is each individual may at time need the information and personalized assistance best given by a competent professional personnel. That means in lifetime a person or an individual need information as well as personalized assistance. Principles of counseling involve 7 principles. First one, the dignity of the individual is supreme. Second one is hold personal value. That means in counselor should be aware of his or her own personal values and beliefs and should not impose same on the counselee. The counselor should be able to empathize the counselee. Third principle is assist the client to take a decision. Fourth one is be non-judgmental. That means counselor has always in a non-judgmental attitude. Counselor may be telling their own problems and counselor may in non-judgmental manner. Fifth one is confidentiality and privacy. It observes ethical principle of confidentiality and privacy. Sixth one is voluntary. The professional counseling should be always by the counselee. That means the need for counseling should be from the part of itself. And seventh one is relationship. Trust and confidence are the two important factors in relationship in counselor and counselee. This is regarding definition, needs, principles of guidance and counseling. I hope you all are clear with this topic. Thank you.
Wow, that's impressive! You have completed a magic today. For more videos, subscribe. Join our Facebook group and Instagram page for group discussion and live magazine videos for exam preparation in an hour. We start at class-like community for students to learn from a friend in a simple way and support them in their own languages. If you are willing to be that one friend who saves us at the exam night preparation, then please join us by visiting classfly.in.